Hello, welcome to StoneMagpie. My name's Suzanne and today I'm going to do a PIP and chat, or WIP and chat as it's more commonly known. I'm going to reveal the section that I'm hoping to get finished today. We'll see how much time we have, and I am working on the Oraloa Bosque Magico, otherwise known as what I call it, fairy on a toadstool. I think Bosque Magico really means magical forest, so it's nothing to do with fairy on a toadstool, but it's definitely magical. Right, let's get some of these 310s in. We've just got a few dotted around at the top. I am still working out of the packets. It's worked really well on this, so I will continue now because I am about 2 rows done on this diamond painting. Just 2 more, maybe 2.5 rows to go. And I will show you the progress so far at the end of this video so you can see where I'm up to. This section may not be the most, I won't say interesting, I'll say the most detailed because it is the background. But I did want to check in with you all and see how you all doing. Feels like ages since I've spoken to you. So do let me know how you all are and what you're working on. I'm always nosy and love to know. So thank you to those that do comment. Thank you if you like, share and subscribe. It is always appreciated. So I'm sat here. I won't be posting this on Sunday, but this is Sunday morning as I'm recording. I've got a wash on the go, so if you hear the washing machine in the background, makes a change from the rain. Like to change it up a bit, don't we? One day rain, one day wind, one day washing machine. We don't need any sort of effects on these videos. It does it all naturally. So yes, it's Sunday morning. I'm washing the towels. However, it is so frosty outside that I won't be hanging them on the line because it's the sort of weather. I don't know if you've ever experienced this. I remember it from being younger and the towels coming in from the line and they were so frozen, they were like cardboard. Do you remember from your childhood when you used to bring the towels in? Oh my goodness. Those were the days of airing cupboards where you would put them in the airing cupboard where the massive water tank was for them to then defrost. So yes, I won't be hanging them on the line. And looking out of the window, it's so frosty that even the poor spider webs are all frozen. So I hope the spiders are all okay out there. I have taken a picture to show you. It's so cold in the UK at the moment. Some people even had snow last week. Thankfully, I didn't. And I say thankfully only because I really don't like driving in the snow. I find it quite scary. And I live in a village where it's uphill to get out of the village and then sort of up and down hills to get onto the main road. And yeah, it can be quite scary. So quite thankful that we didn't have any snow. It was very frosty and very icy though, but not too bad. And absolutely beautiful driving, seeing the frost, all of the trees with their white covering, with the heavy frosts. Although we did have to ice the car as well, which sort of added a few minutes on to the morning routine, getting all that frost off the windscreen, etc. And then setting off, seeing all of this beautiful scenery with all of the sparkling frost, with the sunshine burning through. and creating really warm highlights on the trees. It was absolutely stunning. Bright blue sky, really clear. And where I drive down my lovely road that I always seem to like to advertise, when it's a clear day, you can see for miles across the hilltops. Oh, it was beautiful. A really enjoyable drive to work. And then driving back, it's still quite dark, so not as easy to see on the drive back. Plus by then I just want to get home, get settled, have a nice cuppa, get warm. So get home as quick as I can. So something else I've been doing as well, I don't know if I've ever talked about this, but I am not one for cooking. I don't enjoy it. I enjoy eating it, but I'm not a big cooking fanatic. And working full time, you know, getting in, like I say, want to huddle up, have a cup of coffee. Don't really want to start cooking. I'm not very adventurous. I think that's the thing. I'm not adventurous in my cooking, and I don't know, I find it really difficult to plan meals for the week and be different and create new things or follow new recipes and things like that. I just get a little bit, I don't know, it's just not my thing, let's put it that way. I'm really good at baking cakes. When Ben was younger and I was at home rather than working, I used to bake cakes and really enjoy it. I did look after children from home at one time as well. Yeah, I was a registered childminder, registered with Ofsted, and the children used to come to my house and I would look after them, and we would do lots of baking and things like that. Really good fun. But I think baking is very different to cooking. You know, the day in, day out family meals. No, I wasn't great. I think Ben would agree that he was brought up really on fish fingers and oven chips. Oh, bless him. Bit of tuna pasta now and again, you know, the staples. But I have to say, though, I still like fish fingers. Love a fish finger sandwich with loads of ketchup on. Nothing wrong with that at all. And fish is brain food, remember, even if it is a finger. Yeah, so anyway, what I decided to do is start cooking and trying to be a little bit more, not adventurous, that's the wrong word, trying new things. However, as I say, when I've done a full day's work, I just want it quick and easy. I don't want to be faffing around with loads of pans and having to measure things and all of that faff. I just want to create a nice meal and enjoy it on an evening. So what I decided to do, I got a slow cooker. Yep, and I thought, right, this is a good way to basically throw things into one pot, have it cook all day while I'm at work, and then maybe just do some finishing touches when I get home. Perfect. And you know, I have to say, it's working really well. I'm ever so proud of myself. On just before ordering my weekly shop, because I do my shopping online, I can't bear going around supermarkets when you have, it's okay for a top-up shop, but when you have your trolley and you're doing your main big shop and you have to go around all of the aisles, pick what you like, put it into your trolley, then you get to the checkout and you have to take it all out of your trolley again to put on the conveyor belt, to then have to repackage it all and put it back in the trolley. Oh, get it into the car boot, drive home, unpack it all and put it in your cupboards. Oh, honestly, it's such a faff, isn't it? I mean, really. So, yes, I do my online shop. I sit and I click a button and then somebody comes and brings it to the house. Yes, I still have to unpack it at that point. But for me, I just find it a lot better, a lot more time efficient for me. You may well disagree, and that's fine. You can if you like, because I know some people like to go and squeeze their veg. I've had that comment before. Well, don't you like to go and squeeze your fruit and veg? No, I'm not really that bothered. Oh dear. Oh, I'm terrible. Really terrible. Anyway. So yes, I do my online shopping. So I do plan the meals ahead of time. I do think, right, I will make 3 meals because the meals that I'm making will serve 4, and there's only 2 of us most of the time. So it will do us 2 meal times, you know, like a leftovers meal. Usually tastes better the next day anyway. So I choose 3 meals out of my new recipe book. I buy all the ingredients and I do choose carefully. I do think, right, what is possible in my time frame, because I am preparing it on a morning before work. I'll show you the book I got because it is right next to me. Here it is, the UK Slow Cooker Recipe Book, 1,000 Days, suitable for beginners, ta-da, and pros. And I have now tried 4 recipes out of this book and they have all been fantastic. I'll show you one of them and I'll show you the book because I am making little notes for myself beside it to say how I found it. Creamy chicken pasta with sun-dried tomatoes, and I've made a note, easy, and I'll use less cream cheese next time, and I didn't use 15 grams of Italian seasoning because that sounded quite a lot. So I've put, it was 3 grams, I think. I didn't weigh it, as I say, I just used my eye. Really, really tasty. It did look like that as well, really good. So I told Louise about this because she's also got a slow cooker and she's got a bigger family than me, and she made it too last night and sent me a message saying that her husband said it was the best meal he'd had for ages. So massive success. By the way, that book I bought on Amazon, I will put the link in the description box below in case you want to try it too. And I will link the slow cooker I got too. It was a Morphy Richards one, I believe. And then if you want to discover it, you can. If it makes life easier, and I tell you, the recipes I've tried, I've been really impressed with. And I've just adapted it a little bit. I mean, I say I don't experiment, but I'm just trying to make life easy. So if it says to fry some onions before putting it in the slow cooker, I've really not bothered. I've just put the onions in as they are, raw. And also if it says to fry off chicken before putting it in, I haven't. I've just chucked the chicken in raw. And that's fine to do so. It just means that the chicken ends up being a bit more shredded rather than in chunks. I think by frying it, it holds the chicken together. And if you don't do that, it just ends up like a shredded chicken, which it's lovely. The way the meat comes out. I have tried that one I've just shown you. I've done a beef teriyaki. Ooh, yeah, check me out. And that was really delicious. Now, I think when I put it in at, when I'm cooking, it's probably about 7:30 when I'm throwing it all in, and I literally do throw it all in. Chop, chop, throw, chop, chop, throw, stick the lid on, turn it on, I'm done. So by the time I get home, it's 5 o'clock. And if it needs anything else doing, I'll have a look at it, make sure it's all okay. With the pasta, I had to put the pasta in when I got home. And that's it. So if the recipe is saying like 3 hours on high, because I'm out so long and I come back after 3 hours to do anything, I just put it on low for longer, and it's been fine. So I'm sort of adapting the recipes to suit my lifestyle and having fun with it, and actually quite enjoying it, I'd say. For a non-cook, I think I'm quite proud of myself. And I think Nick's quite grateful for it as well, because, you know, he doesn't have to make his own thing, or, you know, for a while there we were just making our own teas, and yeah, just when you come home hungry, you just grab anything, don't you? And you don't eat healthily doing that. So yeah, it is good. Might even buy myself an apron, although saying that, I wouldn't have it on long enough to make it worthwhile wearing one. So no, maybe not. Oh dear. But it's not even worth buying a chef's hat. So yeah, if you want to have a go, then definitely I would recommend that book. I'm telling you now, if I can do it, then you certainly can. I say that about lots of things, if I can do it, because, you know, if I can do it, you can. A bit like starting a YouTube channel. If I can do it, then you definitely can, because I'm definitely not very good with technology. Have you noticed? No, seriously though, I'm actually quite proud of my channel, I have to say, because I film on my camera, I do all the editing on it, and I've learned such a lot from starting my YouTube channel, you know, with recording and how it's done and what to do, and zooming in and zooming out and all of that. So yeah, I think sometimes we should give ourselves a little pat on the shoulder and say, you know, well done, good job. It actually takes quite a lot of bravery to put yourself out there. And I love diamond painting so much. I cannot tell you just how much I love it. I hope that does come across. And it's a way to connect with people who have the same interest, because you probably find this yourself. I think it's quite common that when we start talking about diamond paintings to others who don't diamond paint, they just do not get it. You can see them glazing over. So it's quite difficult sometimes to share our passion and enthusiasm for doing this. Yes, they sometimes see our pictures when they're framed on the wall and things like that and say, oh, that's really lovely. But I still, even to that level, don't think they really get it, because it's not just about sitting and actually doing the diamond painting, although for me that is a massive part of it. But it's all of the excitement that goes around the extra bits, isn't it? I'm not going to call us shopaholics. I'm going to call us collectors. You know, I love collecting now, and I never, when I first started diamond painting, I didn't get the accessory side of it at all. And I thought, well, you don't need this, you don't need that. But as soon as you become a collector, whoa, that changes, doesn't it? And suddenly we do need it. So I really enjoy now looking around, looking at other cover minders. And I think Diamond Art Club started me off on that, you know, in their wonderful little toolkits. I love those with the little surprise cover minders. And the washi tapes. Even though I don't use washi tape, I'm really enjoying having a little box of little collection of lovely washi tapes, and I will use those on other things, little packages and things like that. And one thing that I also enjoy is organising. I think for me, I like to have things organised, and so I know what I've got, basically. So there are a couple of videos coming up to do with organising myself, and one of those should be on this week. I hope so anyway. I'm hoping to have it all ready to upload, and that is about organising my special shape diamonds. At last, they have been in my desk, just sat waiting for something. Waiting for me to pay attention to them, basically. So I have. And the reason for that is this quite recent thing, I think, I've seen on Facebook and YouTube about blinging up our diamond paintings to add crystals into them. And I thought about it. I thought, actually, I have got loads of spares. So I will be showing that video later on, hopefully this week. So watch out for that one. Yeah. And there's been other organisation going on, but I'm not giving too much away today. I always end up giving away my secrets in WIPs and chats, and you'll just have to wait and see for the other ideas. But this diamond painting from Oraloa, yes, I'm still working on this one, which is around, even though I tried my squares. And I really love the other canvas. It is a very blue canvas, quite cold because it's the icy stare. And I thought, I need a little bit of warm colours today because it is so cold outside. I thought, I don't really want to work on a cold looking picture because it'll make me feel cold. I've even got a cup of tea next to me with koalas on, hoping to evoke some of that Australian heat over here. We can live in hope, can't we? We can live in hope. But it'll soon warm up, guys. It'll soon warm up. It'll soon be spring. And in my garden, I don't know about yours, but I've already got little snowdrops popping their heads through. Oh, I love that. Just seeing the little heads and those little spurts of leaves starting to pull through the grass. And the mud next, you know, where the, well, I should say the flower beds, but it is quite muddy because it's been so rainy. Those first signs of life after winter, it's really uplifting, isn't it? I know I might moan about the weather sometimes, but I really do love the seasons in the UK and the changing of the nature around it. Oh, I love it. So I shouldn't moan so much about the rain and things like that, because in some countries they would absolutely love the ice, snow, rain. I was watching a programme this morning actually whilst I was getting ready, and it was Monty Don, you know, the gardener. You might not know him if you're not in the UK, but he was travelling to different places, and this week it was India. And he was going to different gardens in India, and it struck me when he was talking about spices, and one of those spices they were talking about was turmeric, and the guy, I don't know his name, I think it might have been Mr. Abraham, because I think they were in Mr. Abraham's garden at the time, and he was talking about turmeric being a really good healing property for snake bites. It really struck me how clever nature is, because we don't have turmeric growing in this country and we don't have snakes in this country. So how would nature know to provide turmeric in India where the snakes are? Isn't that amazing? I think nature is so astonishing, so clever. And we are, as Brits, a nation of tea drinkers, of course. I think that is a classic. And apparently we introduced tea into India, and they have masses of tea gardens. And when we saw them on this programme, they looked absolutely stunning. It was a really interesting programme, so you might want to catch that on Catch Up if you're interested in seeing it. It was really good. They went to the Taj Mahal as well, and yes, you see pictures of it, but actually going around the gardens and talked about another garden that is behind the Taj Mahal that was supposed to be incorporated within the design. It was so interesting. I really enjoyed it. Just getting some more of these number 4s. I am using the Diamond Art Club translucent tray, which I do like. I do prefer it more than the white one. I do use the white one sometimes, but for some reason I just think this one slides the diamonds out a bit better. Don't know why that would be. It's just tricky seeing the diamonds sometimes, that's all, isn't it? I wonder if I'll get another white tray in my Black Friday deals, because I've still got 2 Black Friday deals yet to unbox, which I haven't done. And they will be coming up. I promise I will do them soon. But yeah, I wonder if I'll get another white tray, because I've only had one so far. Not complaining though. At least I've got one. Just making sure these are in the right place, because for some reason I think my multi-placing has gone a little bit skew-whiff sometimes. Again, I've got my camera too far away, I think, but there we go. I can't film too close up to myself, and I definitely want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing, because that's the point, isn't it? If you want to look up from your own diamond painting at time to time, you want to be able to see. Now, I feel like I've been off kilter with something I was going to talk about, because I talked about being brave, doing a YouTube channel and putting yourself out there. And, oh, that was right, because I was saying about, you know, it's lovely to share this craft with other people who are also into it. And I hope that you find that as well. I hope that you're in groups and able to share news and excitement about different things. Because I do think it's important that we find our own tribe. I have made a really good friend through my YouTube channel, and I feel absolutely blessed by that. And I see people coming to comment all the time, and I do recognise your names. So I really do appreciate the connections that are being made through the channel. Really, really lovely. And I think as well, the craft evolves, doesn't it? The more that you hear and the more that you watch, you can try different things. You can try I don't know, well, like I say, perhaps about putting crystals on and adapting your own diamond paintings, or making your own like I have done in the past, and making decorations on different things rather than on the canvases and things like that. You can always have a play, and the great thing about the diamond painting is that you can't go wrong with it, because if you don't like it, you can just take it off and put it as it was meant to be. So we can experiment without it being a risk and being completely spoilt and having to start again, which in other crafts is harder to do. I've had that before where I may have been painting some pottery, and then I got some pottery that was bisque fired already, and I wanted to do like my own paintings on them and then refire them. So I was experimenting with a way of doing that without having my own home kiln, and it was really good fun, and I enjoyed doing it, and it was very, very experimental, because when you don't have a official kiln, it can be quite tricky, and the results were very hit and miss. And of course, you spend a long time painting to be fired, and then it's ruined because either the firing hasn't gone well, or the painting is patchy or whatever, and then, you know, it doesn't quite work, and you've spent a lot of time and money trying to do something that you then are disappointed with. Diamond painting isn't like that at all, because we can always correct things, we can always try things out, and I love that about diamond painting, because it just frees you up, doesn't it? And I think that's why people find it so relaxing. You can be as creative as you want to be. You don't have to. You can use it for complete mindfulness, and a bit like what I'm doing with this one at the moment, just follow the grid and put the correct colours down. Or you can completely change it up. It's up to you. A lot of these number 2s left. There were double packs in this of certain colours, so I am on the second pack of number 2. I think now that it's the majority is the background to finish, I do have the bottom of the toadstool to do, and I think there's like, if I look at the picture, we're around about here at the moment, I think. So we have got a bit of the grass details, the bottom of the mushroom. I suppose this row here is going to be the darkest, with all of these browns and things at the bottom. So yes, going really, really well. And that's good news, because there are other paintings. Gets to this stage and my head starts to go to, ooh, what am I going to do next? So I've got Icy Stare started. Whether I leave that until it's a bit warmer, I'm not sure, because that's kind of opposite. You'd have thought I would do that when it was cold, but I looked at it this morning and thought, oh no, I'm too cold to be looking at blues and blacks this morning. So we'll see. That might be one that I pick up and put down throughout the year. So I need to decide which one will be my main diamond painting to do next. I am so lucky that I've got a really lovely choice. Really lovely canvases in my stash at the moment. So I'll have a look and pick. And if I can't decide, I might throw it over to you again to help me. You see? That's what I love about our community. We're all there to help each other. Well, it's usually you helping me more than anything. To be honest about it, it's usually you helping me. I really love these colours. And it was these sorts of colours that were peeping out from behind the frost in the trees with that sun burning through the frosty, misty mornings. We're getting these oranges and pale browns and reds in the trees. Oh, I should have taken a photo, shouldn't I? But never mind. I just delighted in it and kept it all to myself. So selfish. Even yesterday morning I walked along the pathway, the farm track where the bumble tree is. You may, if you've been at my channel a long time, you may remember the bumble tree walk that I posted. I might put it up in the eye for you if you would like to see that. It was a very different time of year that I filmed that, however, and at the moment it looks a lot starker, let's put it that way, as you would imagine. Oh, it was fantastic because we had this frosty mist down, but it was quite patchy, and the sun, as I say, was trying to burn through in the sky. So we had blue sky, frosty mist along the green fields and trees around. Yeah, oh, what a gift it was yesterday morning. And you know, I went walking without taking my phone, so I didn't have my camera because, of course, our cameras are usually on our phones nowadays. And even in the hedgerows, all of the frost was thick on the leaves and the branches, and they were sparkling. Oh, absolutely stunning. And the little grass blades that I was walking on, they were like outlined in white. Now, being diamond painters, I'm sure you can imagine what I mean by that, because I think we see colours differently to many others. So if you imagine a green grass that was outlined in white sparkles, oh, it honestly just took my breath away yesterday morning. And you know, I don't know what they're called. When they're in the hedgerow, they're not the dandelion heads, but they're quite big and they're spiky. And the leaves fall off, and in winter they create this structure in the hedgerow, and they were all thick frosty with this structure holding it all up. And honestly, I really kicked myself about not having my phone with me. I would have got some beautiful photos. Never mind, I'm sure when I walk Monty again, another bright, beautiful, frosty morning, I will take my phone and get those photographs. I've missed quite a few twos. Have I just done twos? I was obviously back on my walk and not really concentrating on the number 2 symbol. But hey ho, as I say, no mistakes. Just go back and fill them in later. Let's do these ticks next. What symbol are they? 21. I think with Icy Stay, you know, I am going to work out of the packets again, because it's freed up my storage for the diamond paintings when I get to work out what I'm going to do next. And I really enjoy actually using the little baggies. It does take a bit more space, but it's fine. I think what I might do, let's think, because I've still got my iris picture at work But now that Louise isn't diamond painting anymore, I feel like, well, I might get it out every now and again, but it's going to be one of those that I'll pick up and put down at work on a lunchtime. When I feel like it, I'll do it, or if I feel like I've got enough time, because Louise and I do like to have a chat and a sandwich, and sometimes we go out for a little wander and a little walk about to get a bit of fresh air at lunchtime. Or drive to the nearest supermarket for petrol or whatever jobs we need to do. You know what it's like. So I think I might choose another small one to do as well, because I've got quite a few. And to be honest, I've seen a few on Amazon as well that I've popped on my wish list. So yeah, I might do a small one and a square one. Finish this one. Yeah, I think that would work. So I'm going to do the plus sign next, which is number 14. Oh, my feet are getting a bit cold. I haven't actually got my hot water pad on under my feet today. That was a mistake, wasn't it? Feeling a little bit chilly now. And it's gone really quiet, so the washing machine is finished. So I must go and empty that in a minute. Get those towels out. I'm going to have to hang them on the radiators. Well, at least they'll get dry. I do have one of those hanging frames, you know, that you can, I think they used to call them clothes horses. I've got one of those, but with towels, they never seem to get dry on there. And I know that one of the, I think it might have been Aldi or somewhere like that, was doing heated towel rails that you plug in. And it's supposed to be quite cost effective because, you know, thinking about energy prices all the time and things like that, because they really have gone up. So if you've got one of those, let me know, please, if it's good, or if you find that they're not as good as putting them on a radiator. I'd really like to know. And if you've got a smart meter, you might be able to see what the cost is as well, because I need to get a smart meter. Although, would I really want to know? Because I do put the kettle on quite a lot when I'm at home. And I did at one point try and save a bit of energy by boiling a full kettle of water, which I know isn't energy efficient. However, I was putting the leftovers into a flask and then making my next cuppa from the flask, just putting hot water in, no tea, because sometimes you want tea, sometimes you want coffee. So I was just putting hot water into a flask. But what I was finding was if I didn't keep the flask topped up, it was getting a bit lukewarm, which, ugh, can't stand lukewarm tea. Ugh, got to be drunk nice and hot. Unless it's black. If I have black tea, I can drink it lukewarm. If it has milk in it, then it has to be hot. Another one of my quirks, I suppose. So yeah, it didn't really work that well, because then I felt like I was wasting energy by not using all of the hot water. It was kind of counterintuitive. So yeah, my point is that if these heated towel rails would work better than popping them on the radiator that's already on, then maybe I should invest in one. So yeah, let me know. Thanks. See, helping me out again. Doing these little dashes. In places, this one is quite confetti heavy, and in others, it's not so bad. So you sort of get into a bit of a swing of it sometimes, and then it stops you in the tracks. And I can see I've already left some symbols that I was doing. There's a number 4 there, number 2s, number 4 there. So I've missed a few, never mind. Missed an arrow up there. I did that as well. Let's pop that one in again. I'll just do it out of the bag. I think there's only one. So when I miss one, I just open up the bag a bit and pop my pen in like that, just for a bit of speed. I might fill in the number 4s as well. Oh, there's another one, look. Open it up again. At least I spotted it before I put it back over there. Right, number 4. I think I spotted 2 number 4s that I'd missed. On there. On there. Any more? No, I think I've got them all now. Okay, we'll do this diamond shape here, which is number 20. Okay. They fell out because I don't think I'd sealed the packet properly. See, that's the only downside I find with these packets. You do have to be really quite careful about sealing them back up again. But not too bad a spill. It's probably enough to do them actually in that. I don't think there's many in this section at all. Yeah. Right, I'll make sure I seal the bag properly this time. Right, I think I'm going to do the ABs next. Seal that properly firmly. This beautiful number 46. And I have stopped swapping to a plastic end. I find with the blue wax that I like now, as long as I haven't put it in straight away, they are fine. The metal end doesn't crunch the AB off. So I've not spoilt an AB doing this at all. So I'm not bothering swapping to a plastic end. I am being a rebel. I suppose I'm not like crunching them down. I think if you crunched any AB down, they would split no matter what you used, but yeah, it's fine. I have noticed a bit of blue wax there though. Remove that. I find with blue wax it doesn't normally create a lot of residue like the pink wax. So every so often I just spot a little bit. Oh my goodness, I've seen another 4 there now. Okay, it's so pretty, isn't it, with those little twinkles every now and again in the background. I love that. I love the subtleness of that little ping. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to leave that section there just because I am getting a little bit cold and need to warm up a little bit. But before I go, I am going to show you a full view of the canvas so you can see what I've done so far. Here she is, what I've done so far. And look, I've managed to finish the whole fairy. Look at that lovely fold just tipping off the edge of the toadstool there, and all of the highlights in that dress. The way that she's sitting with her lovely little fingers just touching that leg to hold it in place. And look at her feet. With the toadstool, there are a lot of colours in that toadstool, and they are very subtly picked out with an odd AB here and there. I will focus into that area in a minute to show you. But even in the background, look, we've got these little twirls and twiddles, and it's really, really pretty. And that tree trunk, I still think, is astonishing in the detail of those highlights there. Really, really gorgeous. A beautiful, beautiful canvas to diamond paint. And as I say, every now and again, you get a little bit of blocking. That's not all 310s, by the way. There are 3 colours within that black, but it is more blocked than everywhere else, as you can imagine. Right, I'll get a close-up on that toadstool. Here it is. Hopefully you can see the amount of colours within the toadstool itself. I really wish that I'd done another short to count how many colours as I was doing that. And then bing, bing, there are just subtle little ABs within it, just to create a little bit more magic within. Here is the section that we've been working on today, and you can see the flower details ready to be completed there with those lovely lilies. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope I've kept you company while you've been diamond painting. You sure have kept me company too. Thank you so much. Please do like, share and subscribe. Until next time, enjoy your own diamond painting. Bye.